Leafs are number one, baby. And I'm telling you, man, you know, a game like this is exactly what you want to see to some degree. Now, it was an ugly game, guys. Let's be real about that, okay? First goal against Hutch, not a great start, right? A lot of us already have negative opinions about Hutch, and you throw an early goal like that and we start to cringe. But you know what? Watch the replay. I've been saying it all season long, okay? You can't blame a goalie for a tip-in like that. You can't, okay? Especially because off the face-off, Buddy was covered in front of the net, right? He was covered in front of the net. I don't remember what the player was or who was even covering him. I don't care. The point is he was being covered, and then the puck got drawn back to the point, right? And then they all just let go, and they let Buddy stand there. He just stood there in front of the net. Tip, boom, over Hutch's arm. I mean, what's he supposed to do, guys? What's he supposed to do? And again, if I'm going to say that for Anderson, I got to be able to say that for Campbell, and I got to be able to say that for Hutch. It's just true. Tip-ins shouldn't happen ever. I know they do, and when they do, the first thing you try and do is stop them from happening anymore, okay? So get over it, all right? And then But the second goal really froze up Hutch, and then again, all of us people with that negativity in our minds were like, oh man, here we go. Oh, that's the Hutch goal. But I've even said before, right? Any backup goalie, anybody that's not Freddie Anderson right now, because he's officially the starter, he's the one that gets paid to be the man, right? But anyone else who plays goalie for the Toronto Maple Leafs, if you're in net, you're allowed 1 weak goal a game. 1 weak goal. Because again, it's not your job to be the man. So anytime you're coming in to fill in temporarily or whatever, you're not expected to be as good as the number one guy, right? Whether you are or aren't, that's debatable. But the point is you're not expected to be better than him. So in my mind, that equates to 1 really bad goal a game. That's what I think is fair. I think it's a fair expectation that if your goalie lets in 1 really bad goal in the game, then like, come on. Just chill out. And look what happened. That's all he let in. That's all Hutch let in. The 1 really weak goal. And it's not even really weak. He was just kind of a nice snipe job, but still. From that far back, wide lane to the net. Yes, you know, defensemen and stuff like that and forwards should have put pressure on the shooter for sure. So they're not innocent in this. It wasn't completely Hutch's fault. But certainly that last one, man, or that one up over his arm, he just froze him. He didn't know the shot was coming at all. That's not what you want to see from an NHL goaltender. I know it happens, but it's not what you want to see, right? But other than that 1 goal, the other one's a tip in, and then that was it for the rest of the night. So, metaphoric hats off to you, Hutch. Well done, sir. Making me look like a clown once more. I'm used to it around here, okay? I look like a clown often. I'm not scared by that, okay? And let's be honest, the boys were doing turnover after turnover. They were doing turnover after turnover after turnover. See, this is why I'm not a professional, guys. Language is hard sometimes. But, you know, in the end, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All the mistakes they made tonight, they found a way to win. And that's what winning teams do, guys. That's what teams that go on to win championships do. Because you can't play your best every game. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So every time you're not playing your best, if you can still come away with a win, right? That's all you're looking for, man. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be flashy. Okay, I didn't really think that any of the Leafs' 4 goals tonight looked like a threat until it was in the back of the net. At least 3 of them. You know, I guess you could argue maybe the Galchenyuk goal was a little bit more like expected. You could kind of see that one unfolding a little bit. But like most of Toronto's goals tonight, I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't on the edge of my seat thinking that was going to be a goal. And then they're pointing at the net. That's how I felt, right? And that's okay. That's okay sometimes. You need to be able to get wins like that. If you're going to be a real contender in a pro sport, okay, you need to be able to win when you suck. Okay? And the Leafs kind of suck tonight. But who cares? Who cares? You see this is what I'm telling you guys. This is why I say sports is perhaps the most fair thing you'll ever experience in life. If you play a sport, whether it be recreational at home, just for fun, you know, like with your local teams or whatever like that, beer leagues and whatnot, or if it's at a pro level, it doesn't matter because in the end, it's one of the most fair things you'll ever experience, okay? And it's because at the end of the day, you either win or you don't. There's no wondering, it feels good now, like a right decision now in my life to take this job over that job, but I won't know if that's going to pay off for another 5 to 10 years. You know what I mean? You might never know if it was the right decision. In sports, you either win or you don't. So if you win, you can forgive yourself for all the bad decisions you made the entire game. But if you lose, you now have a mental thing of like, oh, yep, I should have done that, I should have done that, I should have done that, I should have done that. Because you'll know, because you didn't get the win. You didn't get a win, right? Like, where else does that happen in life, guys? There's really, I can't think of any other instance in life where you have a clear-cut, set understanding of if you succeeded or if you didn't. Plain and simple, right? So, I mean, I love seeing wins like that sometimes. It's certainly entertaining as a fan because you start seeing some of the things that you're worried about, because we all got things that we don't want to see our team play like. We prefer to see other things go our way, right? When I see the kind of goals I saw in the first couple today, first I was mad at my defenseman, and then I was kind of like, come on, Hutch, don't do this to me again, past traumas, and that's okay. That's okay, because in the end, it didn't matter, right, guys? And Calgary, I mean, give them some credit too. They were getting whooped 11-3 or something like that in shots. And then before you know it, it's what, like 17-18 to like 15 Toronto? You know what I mean? Toronto only got 2 shots in the time that Calgary passed them like that. Like, you got to give Calgary some credit here too tonight, man. What a game they played. It's just proving, man, that like, I think the North is perhaps the most evenly matched division after all this time. After all this time, it is perhaps the most unpredictable in terms of even our bottom teams are having a decent time, at least putting up a good fight against all of our top teams. There's nobody in this division that is so clearly the dominant winner. Not even the Leafs. Not even the Leafs right now. The Leafs have not proven that they are like the dominant force in the North Division yet. Because on any given night, we could lose to anybody, We're not 100% expected to win just about any game this season based on what we've seen up to this point. Sure, at the beginning of the year, you could have said that we should never lose to the Senators, and then we gave up a 3-goal lead to them, right? And lost. So straight up,
his name is John C.
That was so loud. Oh, I gotta fix that, man. That one in particular is just so. Oh, I keep forgetting the sound's actually coming through the laptop speakers as well there too, so hopefully that hasn't been too bad for you to listen to. But man, I love those alerts. They freak me out. That's for sure. So thanks for that, Cooks. You got me. But hey, you know what I mean? Like, just you want to see that the Leafs are going to hang in there in tough times, and it looks like there's not going to be any free rides this year because, like I said, the worst teams in our division can still beat our best a lot of times. A lot of times. It's almost like this rock, paper, scissors of the North. There are teams that will always kind of have an edge over this team, but then always seem to get beaten by this team or have a tough time against this team. But yet the one that they can beat seems to not be able to beat this one, but that one seems to be able to beat you. And there's like 3 sets of this going on right now in the North, or no, 2 sets, sorry, to cover like 6 teams or whatever. I guess there's 7, whatever, guys. You see what I'm saying though? It's like this weird, standoff of like, well, I can beat you. Well, oh yeah, well, I can beat them. Oh yeah, well, they can beat me. It's really weird. It's really weird. You don't see, like, we don't have a Buffalo in our division, right? Our division was supposed to be so easy. We don't have a Buffalo just handing out wins to everybody. Here you go. Here's all your wins, the rest of the division. That's what Buffalo's doing this year. Right? Detroit had their fair share of that too, didn't they? Was it Detroit? I don't remember now. But you know what I mean? Like, let's be real. This is a really tough division. So, anytime that you're putting up a win, especially on a game where as a team you didn't really play well, right? I mean, that's aces. That's all you can ask for, all right? So as Leafs fans, we can't complain about anything right now, okay? There was another time where over the past week, someone started inching up on us and being like, you know what? We're going to take that #1 spot. We said, get out of here, Edmonton, before that. And then we said, get out of here, Winnipeg. Okay, get out of here. And then a team like Calgary shows up trying to catch us on a sleeper, right? Feeling good about beating Winnipeg and then hoping to catch us napping against them. That's what they were hoping for tonight. And it almost worked. But somewhere along the way, the boys were just like, wait a minute. Like, we're losing to Calgary. What are we doing? And that was it. That was it. You know what I mean? So come on. Yeah, Detroit just won 5-1 versus Tampa. There you go. That's pretty outrageous. So maybe we're not the only ones dealing with that stuff, you know? It's probably true of every division right now because you're playing them so often. So there you go. I'm going to completely change my mind now based on that one comment by 07 there. I'm changing my whole stance. Because you can do that, guys. You can change your mind if you decide that what you said was stupid. So yeah, I think other divisions are probably dealing with the same thing. That's my own Toronto egocentric mentality, right? Thinking it's only happening to us. Nah, it's true, man. If you think about it, several games against the same 6 teams, 7 teams, whatever it is you're up against. You know, you're going to be handing out some L's to teams you probably shouldn't because you can't beat them 7 times. You're probably not going to beat them 7 times. They're going to get one on you. So everyone's kind of just feeling that closeness, man. That parity, right, is what they keep wanting to say. Not parody. I got that wrong for a long time there. Parody, right, is like a joke on, like making a parody song, something like that, right? Parody. But parity, I think, is Parity, maybe double R. I don't know. And that's like when the battles are really close. Everyone's kind of equal, and you know what I mean? It's just it's evenly matched, if you will, something like that, or dramatic. I don't know, something like that, guys. Parity. That's what the NHL keeps preaching about, and we got it, man. Everybody's so close. Yeah, we hear about the COVID cases and stuff. I mean, geez, you hope that's not going to start running its way through the north, right? We've been lucky so far. A couple teams down already, but you know. So far, it hasn't seemed to be like a huge like Dallas Stars situation or something, you know. So we hope everybody's safe, man. I just, you know, like I said, if they had to shut this down again tomorrow to keep them all safe, I wouldn't complain. It would suck. Like I'd complain in terms of like that just sucks in life to have the NHL season suspended again. But if they had to do it tomorrow to save like a bunch of lives in the NHL, I mean, come on, you know, or at least, you know, I don't know. People are rough a couple of weeks being sick too, you know. I don't know. It all sucks. It all sucks. So yeah, I hope they get through that real fast. Anyways, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, we got Calgary again tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Right? I think we're doing them again tomorrow, or at least the next day after that, right? Calgary again. So, you know, now we really got to hope that they don't catch us snoozing, right? Because now we went in there, we confidently won one, even though they just like dogged it. The Leafs did not do that well, but came away with the win. So, you know, they might even go even less next game, right? And then Calgary would be salivating. They'll want that revenge of like, I can't believe we let that slip. Oh my God. You know, they're furious at themselves because everybody wants to beat Toronto this year. Every year, always. I mean, guys, like, look, this division right here, forget all the other divisions for a second. These are all the Canadian teams in ours. Do you understand? Like, there's not all the American teams in one division, right? They're spread out amongst 3. We got all the Canadian divisions in one, or all the Canadian teams in one division. That's amazing, which means at the end of this thing, whoever's holding number 1, even if someone sneaks past us at the last second to steal it away, whoever comes away with number 1 is Canada's best team for at least one season. I mean, that's its own Stanley Cup a little bit, isn't it there? Isn't it there? Come on. Don't we want to be Canada's best team? And there's a lot of teams that want that right now in our division. So it's not going to be easy, and they gotta just keep going forward, right? Keep moving forward, keep enjoying where they're at, have fun, right? Don't get too stressed. And it's going to be good. All right. So that's what I'm saying. Hopefully we see it continue on. Now, what are you guys saying in the chat, man? I'm always so late to get into the chat. I ramble a lot, but I want to hear it. What do you got? Quick before you go, I want to remind you, I'm also on Twitch after every Leafs game just talking about what happened. It's seriously blowing up way bigger than the gaming stuff. So if you like NHL, but you also like talking hockey, come on out after every Leafs game, only on Twitch.